This is a rebroadcast of the Eau Claire School Board meeting. The audio for this program can be heard on WRFP LP 101.9 FM.
Call to order the Eau Claire School Board meeting. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Secretary Iverson, have we complied with the open meetings law notification?
Yes, we have.
Thank you. Could you please do a roll call to verify quorum?
Commissioner Spindler?
Here.
Commissioner Johnson is absent. Commissioner Cummins is absent. Commissioner Hombach-Boyle?
I am here.
Commissioner Duax?
Here.
Commissioner Vu?
Here.
Commissioner Zhang?
Here. Great, thank you. For the public forum, we have only one person signed up, it looks like. So Mark Goings, could you come up and state your name and address, please? Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Mark Goings. My address is E17450 County Road V, Augusta, and I'm speaking tonight as both the president of the Eau Claire Association of Educators, but also for the leadership of the association. And what I want to talk about for a few minutes here is the calendar proposals, which I am crossing my fingers on that we hope we vote on tonight. It's been quite the process. Like all of you know, and I'm sure all of you also know, that looking at the calendar and trying to figure out what is best has been quite the process. And as an exec board, we, even after everything that's already happened, we looked at the three calendars and we talked for over an hour about which calendar makes sense. And it wasn't which calendar makes sense for me or my class or my building, it's what makes sense for a district, for a system. We've been looking at systems a lot lately too as the district goes. And yes, there's things like in calendar 2, which is the one that I do hope that we approve. There are built-in snow days, and listening to the PAC, they talk about how they really would like to have a firm ending date and things like that. Those are preferences, and I think those are all good. But one of the things that kept coming back is the research behind what will enhance the educational experience for our 10,000. Our 10,000 students. That's our community we're looking at here. And in looking at that community, one thing that kept coming back over and over again was the commitment to professional development. And we looked at studies from around the country, around the world. We also even looked at some of our own examples here in the district. We looked at Lakeshore, for example, and how by enhancing the commitment to professional development, student performance goes up. And I think when we look at a calendar, that's one thing we need to look at. And one thing that calendar 2 does is it ensures that from a pre-K through 12th grade that we have a sound commitment to professional development. And not just at the beginning or at the end, throughout it. Because professional development is a process. And it's a process that, yes, and through that professional development we're enhancing our instructional practice. But more importantly, we're enhancing the educational experience of those 10,000 on every single minute that they're here in the district. And so I do hope that you approve the calendar 2 today. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you. All right, so next on our agenda, we have the Superintendent's Report. Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. As we look at the upcoming Board of Education events, February 17th, tomorrow at 4 p.m. in the Administration Building, the Charter Choice Committee meeting will take place. On February 18th from 12 until 1:30 p.m. at Wild Ridge Golf Club, the Chamber of Commerce will be celebrating 100 years of business recognition. And the Eau Claire Area School District has been in service to the community for over 100 years, so we will be one of the organizations that will be recognized at that luncheon. And we will have a few board members in attendance at that luncheon. On March 2nd, from 7 p.m., we will have the school board meeting. And then on March 4th at 4 p.m. in the administration building, there is a demographic trends committee meeting. So once again, this year we have the pleasure to recognize ECASD students who have been named as National Merit Scholarship finalists. There are 1.5 million entrants into this scholarship. Some 50,000 with the highest PSAT selection index scores, which is made up of their critical reading, mathematics, and writing skills scores, qualify for recognition in the National Merit Scholarship Program. Of those 50,000, approximately 15,000 students, or 1/3 of the 50,000, qualify as semifinalists. From that group, there are another 8,000 who qualify to be National Merit finalists. And so it's my pleasure tonight to congratulate 5 of our students. Samuel Larson from North High School, Rosalind Faulkner, Sophie Jelsvig, Kate Tanwana Naracha-Roman, and Luke Vandaloo, who are from Memorial High School. This is a big deal for these students and really well-earned honor.
Are they here?
No, they're not here tonight. But we'll have Jonah accept their congratulations.
All right, great news. Just a short report from me tonight. We had a successful legislative breakfast with our legislators on February 6th, along with the 2 other districts in our area, Altoona and Chippewa Falls. It was a good exchange and discussion. We'll see where it goes, but I encourage you to express your opinions on the state budget, to the legislators. The only other thing is I want to remind board members there's a day at the Capitol on March 18th. If you're interested in going, it's basically a lobby day for board members to go with the Wisconsin Association of School Board Members, again, to see the legislators who's ever interested in going to that. So that's it for me tonight. Student reports. So Jonah, go ahead.
I was talking to Kate Tanachawaron. She goes by Kate Tana, and she's on student council with me, and when she found out about this stuff, we were having a discussion in student council, and she's president of student council, and she wanted to, on behalf of student council and from all the finalists who made it, just thank the board for their overall commitment to our education. And she said that she knew that, like, if it wasn't for our program, it wouldn't have been possible, and everyone here wouldn't have gotten the education they had gotten if it wasn't for you guys and your commitment to what you do. So thank you. And then more stuff from my report. Last week, I believe it was Wednesday or Thursday, a bunch of juniors signed up for the ACT, which is with the new state I don't know if it was state mandate to start giving that as a public thing to high school students. And I think it really speaks to the board's vision of educating people for post-secondary success, because that's a huge thing going forward, and I think every year it's going to keep improving. One thing that we could work on is just the overall making it a more positive thing. It was something that wasn't necessarily well received. It was kind of thrust upon the juniors. They didn't know what was going on. I feel there's some comments from juniors asking, it's like, are we taking the test today? And just an overall air of confusion. So going forward, maybe just be more apparent with the juniors, let them know what's going on, what the plan is. Other than that, Winter Carnival is coming up. Last week we had an improv show which was sold out this year, and which is a positive thing for a club that's kind of had, frankly, a rough year so far, and that was really a good thing to see. And other than that, it's good to have a day off, so thank you.
It was a great show. I went. Nice job. Nice job. Okay. Other reports, board committee reports. I'm not quite sure. I met P&G probably. Did you meet? No. Okay. And budget, I don't think you had one since our last meeting. Charter committee? Tomorrow, okay, and Foundation, I don't think we have one for that either, correct? So I don't think we have any board committee reports tonight. Okay. Legislative update, though. Go ahead.
Good evening. Can I indulge the board in maybe 2 more minutes tonight than normal because I have a lot to cover?
Yeah, that's okay.
Only if it's okay. I thought I'd ask. Okay.
I'll cut you off after 50.
Well, yeah, just cut me off.
Okay.
I have a couple things to go through tonight. Rich mentioned our legislative breakfast, which was attended by all of our legislators with the exception of Tom Larson. He was not there, but I brought for you tonight, Jonah's going to hand them out, we spent as a board almost a month looking at compelling questions to ask at this legislative breakfast so that our legislators would be able to kind of vision the future of public schools in the questions. And so the questions that we asked and the topics covered with them were about the Assembly Bill 1 and Senate Bill 1 accountability bills. We also talked about the given projected budget deficit, and also we met after our governor talked about our biennium budget. So that was part of the conversation. We had a question in that too. But we also asked the question about the poverty and the increase in poverty over time, and what kind of legislation and what they would work at relative to those questions because they impact public schools in such a great way. It was a very good conversation, and I say conversation in the sense that the legislators that attended that breakfast really want to hear from their constituents in short snippets and often. And I think that the connection that you have or you take the time to have with your legislators will make a big difference. So what you have as far as the handouts was a handout that Dan Vanderwater put together at the request of Dr. Hardebeck on our fund balance as a revenue stream. And it's pretty self-explanatory. Dan, do you want to say anything about it?
I think it's, as you said, pretty self-explanatory, so I would certainly be happy to answer any questions that anyone would have.
Well, this is just a report from the legislative update, so let's not do that.
What I was going to say, though, is Dan's good at answering questions, so not here now, but any other time. I've learned a lot from Dan on the budget. The other thing I handed out was the revenue limit comparison between Eau Claire and La Crosse. And to me, this was like unbelievable information. If you look at the difference between where La Crosse was locked in at revenue caps back in '93 and compared to where Eau Claire was locked in, if you get down to the $203 million difference, that's astounding. So I just thought it would be great conversation to have with your neighbor, and you've got the facts in your hand. You know me in school funding. Okay. Along the other lines then is there is a legislative update with WASB, and the only different thing on here was, and this I was not aware of, so you can go out to wasb.org and look up legislators are proposing a bill to allow tech colleges to run charter high schools to Racine area legislators, so you may want to get in there and read that a little bit. Everything else in here you're pretty well aware of. And then I have the WPEN, Wisconsin Public Education Network meeting will be held in Eau Claire on March 6th, and I wanted everybody to be aware of that from 12 to 2 at Chippewa Valley Technical College. What I have with me tonight, board members, is, and I can send this to you by email, the initial invite or save the date that they have out with Eau Claire being already said that they will run the meeting here, because I connected with them knowing board members may want to go to a meeting as they think about what this organization is. It's a that's what I said. What did I say? Chippewa Valley Museum. What did I say? I meant Chippewa Valley Museum. Right. Thank you, Catherine. And I also have a copy of the minutes that they had when they just held their last meeting. If you want to see the kinds of the things they covered, I ran it off. So, and I can send that to you as well. If I send this to you, there's a link on here that will connect you to all the minutes, so you're very aware. This was interesting because they gave the history and the overview, which you know you will have then too, and then they were able to give an update from Stevens Point, Fox Cities, Middleton, Wisconsin Rural School Alliance, all the people that were around the table in the Fox Valley when they met, relative to what we're forming as a large voice for school funding in Wisconsin. So I wanted you to have that information. And I think that's all for now.
Okay.
I'll send the email, yep.
Okay. All right, thank you. Okay, so we have our consent resolution agenda. Here the board will consider approval of these. They've been given background material all on them, or we've already discussed them at a meeting. We'll act on these with one vote without discussion, but if any board member wants to discuss them, they can pull it and we can discuss it separately. So we have quite a few on here, so I'll go through the list. I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the school board meeting, February 2nd, 2015. I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the closed session, February 2nd, 2015. I would entertain a motion to approve the January 2015 board financial report. I would entertain a motion to approve the bills payable of January 2015. I would entertain a motion to approve the budget adjustments of January 2015. I would approve a motion to approve the gift report of December 2014 and January 2015. I would entertain a motion to approve the Human Resources Employment Report. And I would entertain a motion to approve the revisions to the Policy 424 on open enrollment. And I would entertain a motion to approve the 2015-16 CISA 10 contract renewal. And finally, I would entertain a motion to approve the individual administrative contract contained herein. Do I have a motion?
I so move.
We have a motion from Commissioner Duex. We have a second?
Second.
We have a second from Commissioner Zong. I assume there is no discussion since none were polled. We will need a roll call vote on this. If you could do that, Secretary Iverson, that would be great.
Commissioner Vu,
Yes.
Commissioner Jean,
Yes.
Commissioner Spindler,
Yes,
Commissioner Humbach-Boyle,
Yes.
Commissioner Duex.
Yes.
motion has passed. Okay. Next on our agenda is the school calendar. It is actually on today as a resolution. So, which Mr. Going said, boy, I hope it's on for a resolution tonight, because it is. That's good. What's being recommended for approval is the calendar number 2 from last time. We've had lots of discussions about the calendar, but I'll give any board member a chance to make any final comments or questions or comments before we go forward. Commissioner Vu, do you have one? I see your lights on. Okay. Does anyone have any comments or questions or anything they would like to say about the calendar? Commissioner Humbach-Boyle.
I just need to make a comment and reiterate what Mark said about the calendar reflecting what our educators want for our learners, and that there is a huge connection there relative to their collaboration in improving student achievement. And I just wanted to thank them for the work they did on the calendar.
Commissioner Zhang.
Quick question. I believe transportation says that they could do calendar number 1. I don't recall calendar number 2. They could do it as well.
And in fact, if you look at their estimates, I believe they estimate they might actually save money with that one by transporting less days, I believe. Is that accurate? I think so. Yeah, a small amount. Okay. Other questions or comments? Okay, good, because we had a lot in the past few meetings. So I think I would like a roll call on this, just to be clear, if that's okay. Excuse me, we didn't put it on the floor. Let's do that. I could have a motion to approve this. We have a motion.
I move approval.
We move approval from Commissioner Duex. Do we have a second? Second from Commissioner Booth. Thank you, Secretary Iverson. I'm tired tonight. Go ahead.
Commissioner Vu,
Yes.
Commissioner Zhang,
Yes.
Commissioner Spindler,
No.
Commissioner Humbach-Boyle,
Yes.
Commissioner Duex.
Yes.
Motion has passed. We now have a calendar for next fall. Thank you. Thank you for everyone for the great discussions on it. Okay, so now we are going to adjourn to our work session. We're going to talk about connecting strategic planning and community involvement. So we'll move to the center here. We'll give ourselves some time to do that.
I meant to say one thing
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Superintendent. About the calendar. Yes,
no,
go ahead.
no.
Oh.
So with your approval of the administrative contract tonight, you also approved and accepted the retirement of Dan Vandewater, and he has agreed to stay with us through October 30th, and that will give us time to hopefully do a search to find someone to fill his shoes. I won't say to replace you, because no one will be able to replace you. But we will have more to say about you at a later date. But I do want to recognize your intention to retire and to congratulate you on your years of service.
Thank you very much. I was debating if we should say anything now or later when it gets closer, but we'll do this again. We'll celebrate again. Okay, thank you very much. Let's adjourn to work session and start our conversation there. Thank you, everybody.
This program was recorded and presented by Chippewa Valley Community Television. Chippewa Valley Community Television is made possible by continuing community support. If you would like to volunteer or make a donation, you can contact us by calling 715-839-5067 or on the web at www.cbctv.org.